Let's talk about why imposter syndrome is a choice.
Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Here you'll find tons of videos on wellness, lifestyle, esoterics, and so much more. And I share a lot of my life from the lived experience. Also, feel free to check out my apothecary where I make sea moss gel and other goods. Subscribe if you love this content.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole and I'm a wellness entrepreneur. I also am a motherhood blogger, human design reader. I basically chase all my passions and then kind of record it here for you guys. One of the things I really love to do is share my spiritual findings or intuitive hits. So I wanted to make this video kind of sharing with you guys a little bit of what I've been thinking about for the past few days. And yeah, I hope it helped somebody. So a major download I got was that we need to move forward past imposter syndrome. And when I say we, I'm talking about as a society. It's been so instilled in us to have shame and feel shameful for how we look, how we feel, who we are, how we show up in the world. And the reality is we are literally all here trying to figure it out. So we might as well show up authentically as ourselves so we can truly help everyone else do the same. And once we do that, I don't really see people having imposter syndrome because I feel like everyone will be able to finally see themselves in the other. And I think the beautiful thing about social media is it's kind of like decentralizing stardom. It's showing that we are all truly stars. We are all star seeds. We are all creation of God. And the reality is, we all should be given the chance and opportunity, thankful to YouTube and these social media platforms that now allow this to be decentralized, but we are giving the opportunity to show up fully as ourselves and share ourselves with the world. So my message is really letting go of imposter syndrome through choice. We can choose to let go of imposter syndrome, whether we think so or not. And I hope that what I'm going to tell you next really makes you start thinking about why you are scared to share your dreams, ideas, opinions, etc. So I was watching Cosmos, which has Neil deGrasse Tyson on it, and he's an astrophysicist. He is basically redoing a version of the show that was done by Carl Sagan, who was also, I want to say an astrophysicist, but basically another big thinker whose thoughts led to discoveries about space, right? So when I'm watching this documentary, this part of the Cosmos show that Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking on, he talks about Carl Sagan's background. And yeah, because they basically had a segment going over his history and how he was as a child and how he grew up. And a lot of the things that he thought about as a kid or wrote out that he thought would happen came to pass, and he was a part of it because he truly believed in it and he shared his findings. If you think of any major inventor that brought a new idea in the world, they were literally just throwing stuff against a wall. I'm serious. People did not know what they were talking about. Just like when tarot readers or commentators comment on what they think the future is going to be, or even the Simpsons when they made jokes about oh, what's going to happen in the future, and it ends up coming to pass. It shows how much we can manipulate our reality and create our reality. I'm talking fast because I'm excited and I have Invisalign. I'm at the end of my journey, but we get so excited to realize that one, we can manipulate our reality, and by doing so we create our reality. We turn it into the very thing we want it to be. And when you understand that, then you know that the very thing that your soul is telling you, whether it's a thought or a big idea or just something that doesn't seem like it came from you, but it feels like it's a deeper message or a deeper understanding of life based on the principles of life, I highly recommend sharing it and just throwing it here on YouTube, because you would be amazed what we can discover in the next 10, 20, 30 years if everyone just shared their thoughts. I know that's kind of, I'm like, does everyone need to share their thoughts? But kind of, yeah. So we do need to have more open conversations, and the only way we do that is if we get out of the feeling of shame or feeling like we're not good enough and actually just start doing the thing we're meant to do here, which is experiment. Like, the only way humans have evolved and gotten as far as we have from like the hunter-gatherer age and period is because we started to experiment, we started to test out things, we started to question our environment, we started to also prove and create theories, and in doing so, that's how we evolved. So if you're not putting your ideas out there and you're hoarding ideas, kind of view it as keeping the world from progressing. And I don't want it to sound scary, but I really want you guys to see like how important your thoughts are to the world. Like, people get really good ideas every day and don't share them, or just think, someone else will do it. And someone else may do it, but also if you know that in your spirit you're meant to show up and do it, I highly recommend just doing it. And that's why I say getting out of imposter syndrome is a choice, because you literally have to say, I feel this way, I'm a little nervous, but I'm just gonna trust this. If you look at people who are extremely wealthy, extremely rich, they trusted their vision and they went for it. I'm using my phone right now to record this, but Steve Jobs is, and I wanted to read you guys a quote from Steve Jobs. Maybe I'll be able to add it later in the video that I had screenshotted. But he is a perfect example of someone who knew that you had to kind of just throw your ideas against the wall in order to innovate, in order to change, in order to bring progress. He knew that like he had to trust in Apple so much to do that. And as we see, not only is Apple a billion-dollar company, but Apple is also on the leading edge of technology and future, like literally the future. I don't even need to get specific because they cover so much. When you control like electronics and you've been able to make, I'm using right now an iPhone 14 Pro. Thank you, Daddy. Talking about my man. He got me in. But when you are able to use technology to capture yourself, capture your light, which I think is really beautiful, and share it with the world. And now we're able to do this billions and trillions and gazillions of times over, then we are now pushing the envelope of humanity. And I think that the way we change the world as quickly as we want to is by pushing that envelope of positive thought and higher consciousness. We see so much focus has been on the material plane, on building the material plane, but I think it's really needing to go back to building the spiritual self. When we build our spiritual self and we really focus on the person we want to show up as, our soul's purpose in the world, which is why I love human design and love sharing it so much with people, because it's a really good like guideline for understanding who you are by your energy and your energy mechanics with other people. But when we're able to do that, it's like the possibilities are limitless. And I'm seeing that if like Carl Sagan didn't just throw his ideas out, if a scientist wasn't like, if there's thunder on this planet and there might be other planets, there might be thunder and other weather patterns there, like these small thoughts we think we have can lead to so much more discovery. Even if you're not the person to discover it, but you're the person to just share that idea or that thought, someone else might be like, wow, I wonder if I should look deeper into that. And that person might be the person able to come to a new conclusion or new theory that helps all of us. So that goes back to another intuitive download of how we are all really interconnected. And like, if we understand that, then we can trust ourselves more.
And to continue that thought about oneness, so I actually found Steve Jobs' letter to himself. It was an email he sent to himself. And basically, as you can see, he's talking about how much he needed to rely on others and able to accomplish his dream, and how much he loves the human species. This is just another reminder to be in a state of gratitude.
I had to go through a process of seeing so many people I knew around me like talk about things that I knew I wanted to talk about, or do things I was interested in doing, to believe that it was possible. And it wasn't like they were doing it so I couldn't do it, but it was more like I needed to see that certain things can happen. Like, as Solange says, I saw things that I imagined. You have to be able to dream in order to see it. And we live in an age where we truly have been able to see things that we thought we would never see. Especially as a person of color, I think it's really important for us to know that the more we show up and believe in positive change, believe in equality, believe in greater socioeconomic status for people all over the world, then other young girls, boys, like, will believe the same thing, because they're like, yeah, I did see that woman become a millionaire and I saw where she came from. I mean, growing up in a time where there's an Oprah Winfrey and a Maya Angelou and a Beyonce, like Tracee Ellis Ross, like all these amazing women, has shown me, like, look, the limits, there is no limit, you know? And I hope that by me being who I am, showing that there is a space for people of color in esoterics and spirituality, and who also understands like astrology, human design, and physics, that there is a space for your uniqueness, and that you can find people who also are interested in the things you're interested in. But even if you don't, know that you may have to be the person on the leading edge, so people can see you and realize, like, wow, like I want to do that too, or I might be interested in that, because that's how like life continues. The reality is that, like, I might not be here forever, right? And once I came to that reality and I started to really have a deep understanding of mortality, then I knew that the purpose of living now is truly to create better for the future, and also to enjoy what I'm doing, right? Like, enjoy living, but also create better. And we do that when we are no longer afraid, when we are no longer in imposter syndrome. So fear is the shadow of our root chakra, which is the base of our chakra center. And the root chakra is all about our safety, our basic needs being met, and also our confidence in the sense of our main needs are met. So now we know that we can, like, no longer be in survival mode, but be in a mode of maintaining, right? And then from maintaining, we can have the confidence to thrive. So when we affirm our environment by being able to maintain, and then build on that with confirmations of what we see happening in our world, like, oh wow, this is attainable, or wow, this person's able to do that, or look, I can put these skills together and start being solution oriented, then we absolutely can overcome imposter syndrome and be the light that we want to see in the world. So that's just like a quick kind of chatty little download and message that I wanted to share about imposter syndrome, and us really coming forward into our authentic selves and our soul's purpose. Because more than ever, especially with our understanding of space, there should be no one feeling like they can't show up, or like believing that they can't do something that they love in the world and it being beneficial for them. Like, I want everyone to believe you can make a lot of money doing something you love and it can help people. Because I feel like if we as a society, each person focused on that, oh my goodness, the world would just be like way more amazing than it is now. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I hope this video encouraged you to get up and do something purposeful, and also do something enjoyable. And if you really love this video, put a pink heart. I'm in pink, so put a pink heart down below and let me know that it resonated with you.
And if you like this video and want to see more, please stay in touch.